Welcome to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 3 Reimagined. Here's a recap of Season 2. The Rangers gained new dye Ranger suits and an upgrade of their Dino Zords thanks to the Thunder Spirits. Bulk can morph into Tor the Shuttle Zord thanks to a shard of a piece of glass Dragon Zord scale. There are 3 new Rangers that replace the old ones. Red Dragon Ranger Adam Park, Green Lion Ranger Aisha Campbell, and Yellow Griffin Ranger Rocky DeSantos. Feeling incompetent under new management, Finster and Babu have been secretly sabotaging Zed's forces to make themselves look more competent until Rita's return. The most memorable would be draining of the Serpentera's power source and leeching it to the Thunder Megazord, causing it to shut down from time and time again. However, this proves to be a win for Lord Zed in the long run. For this season, we are introduced to the newest boss-type villain who arrived to Zed's roster, Warlock Rito Revolto, despite Goldar, Finster, Squat, and Babu's protests. They are all aware of who Rito really was. Rito Revolto is not Rita Repulsa's brother in this version. Babu attempts to kill him by throwing a flask of explosive potions, only for Rito to be unharmed, protected by a bubble shield. Goldar sends a fire blast at him, but Rito blasts him with his flamethrower. Zed electrocutes Goldar and Babu for this insolence. Lord Zed explains Rito's purpose was to locate a mysterious alien power source on Earth, known as the Zeo Crystals. It can be used to open up cracks between this dimension and the demon realm. As we are reminded, Zed will have his demon army when Earth has been transformed into a portal. In this season, Rito and the rest of the villains will be sending in attacks as a diversion while sending his scouts out to locate the extraterrestrial energy signal. Unlike Zed's monsters that are criminals of Eltar, Rito's monsters of the day are supernatural entities that existed across the galaxy called Hakushi. We would know them as poltergeists or ghouls. Before joining the Evil Alliance, Rito Revolto has been a galaxy wanderer, collecting these supernatural entities like a boy collecting insects as his pastime. He has been feeding on these entities' energies to produce necromancy magic, which corrupted his original form. Rito used to look humanoid, but his devotion to macabre divination, gaining him more power, corrupted his original form, but Rito Revolto does not care. Amongst a few other planets, Earth has been one of his collection boxes, and he has been placing these evil supernatural beings scattered across Earth. Ancient Japanese yokai legends and myths have been inspired by them. They are Footsoldiers of this season. They are reused suits of Dai Ranger Footsoldiers caught Potros. The Hakushi are shapeshifters with limited to low telepathy and telekinesis. They are only strong enough to play pranks, causing minor inconveniences. Next time you try to understand why you were late with so many coincidental minor inconveniences at the same time, it's probably caused by them. Hakushi are imps that feed on negative emotions, and nothing pleases them more than giving you a bad day. It isn't until Rito gives them a power boost, then the Hakushi is strong enough to be as dangerous as Zed or Rita's monster general. Then, the chosen Hakushi foot soldier would turn into the Yokai general, Jungle Fury style. The more cruel, more sadistic, more evil their intentions are, the more powerful they can become. Fun fact, Hakushi means blank paper in Japanese because the Potros reminds me of black notebooks with white papers. Yokai means ancient supernatural monsters, spirits or ghouls in Japanese. Does Rito still uses the Tenga Warriors? Yes, he does, but the Tenga Warriors are more of an elite class of foot soldiers, beneath a Yokai general. Usually Tengas are used for recon missions and scouting. During Rito's first battle, by sending 5 Yokai generals, they transformed into 5 monsters dreaded by the Rangers in the past season. With so much energy used, Rito needed to take a break and stood away from the front line for a while. The appearances of the Hakushi surprised the Rangers as well, since they have never seen this type of foot soldiers before. The Rangers skillfully fought against the Yokai, thinking they were resurrected past villains. It showed how each Ranger has improved when compared to the past season, able to handle each general on their own. They successfully defeated the Yokais, but as per usual, the Yokais turned into giants with a different form. During the Zord battle, the Thunder Zords were overcharged and imploded, which was Zed's plan all along. Zed was losing battle after battle because he knew the Zords were absorbing his energies and would finally be overcharged, damaging it from within. Unfortunately, Zed successfully destroyed the Thunder Spirits. Fortunately, they gave their lives protecting the Rangers, giving their last Thunder Elemental Essence to our heroes. But the Rangers were still unable to unlock it without an Elemental Ninpu Master's help. Then this season, it explains why Rito will summon 1 Yokai General once per each battle. Despite the Yokai destroying the Thunder Zords, they end up fighting each other, because they see themselves as no longer mere Yokais. Somehow believing destroying Thunder Spirits enable the entitlement equal to the godlike Ninja Quartet. Who is the Ninja Quartet? How are they related to Yokais? The five fought and destroyed each other to Rito's shock, while much to Squat, Babu, and Finster's amusement, and of course Zed's irritation. Zed's main plan this time is to use the supernatural Hakushi to find weak points between the Earth Realm and the Demonic Realm, to see if he can find a way to break the dimensional barrier and directly access the demons. Each time when the Rangers foils their plan, the weak point would be healed by the Ranger's essence, and Zed is forced to locate another weak point again. If he has the power of the Zeo Crystals, he could try to use it to break into dimensions. When Rito destroyed the Thunder Zords during the start of Season 3, Bulk sacrificed the perpetual powers of Tor the Shuttle Zord to resurrect the Zords, but the powers were only compatible to save Titanus, as both were carrier-type Zords. With the death of the Thunder Spirits, Tiger Zord can never be returned. But these events helped Bulk and Skull grow as stronger people. That was why they decided to join the police academy to do good, indirectly attracting a lot of ladies, when they do good things from the kindness of their hearts. Ironically, when they do things with an agenda, it turned girls away. This teach boys at home, don't be a nice guy unless you mean no reward. Throughout this season, Bulk and Skull's antics and friendship act as a mirror for the Rangers when they feel like adversity is driving them apart. After Titanus' resurrection, it is still healing from the implosion. He didn't join the fight until later. With the loss of the Thunder Spirits and Zords, the Rangers lost their ability to morph. As it has been established, the Zords give the Rangers their ability to morph. This leads to the Rangers seeking out Ninjor, the master of the elements, to see if he could unleash the recessive Thunder Spirit energy from within the Rangers. Ninjor was an ancient ally of Zordon. During ancient times, Ninjor had disappeared into his ninja pocket dimension after a battle against Scorpina. Zordon has been wondering if he went into self-exile for future self-training. The ninja quest was to locate and find Ninjor using the information Alpha and Zordon had collected after all these centuries. The Rangers were sent to locate the Ninjor, in a strange labyrinth pocket dimension designed by the Ninja Master himself. After the Rangers solved a series of riddles and avoided booby traps, the Ranger found a concealed flask. Inside were Ninjor and the Ninja Zord. The Rangers broke the flask and freed the Ninja Masters. After witnessing the Rangers valiantly go through the ninja traps with this dimension, the Ninja Zords bestowed the Ninja Scrolls to the Rangers, which restored their powers. Imagine the Rangers' power coins as a light bulb and the Dinozord powers as a battery. Now the Dinozord battery is gone and is replaced with the Ninja battery instead, but the Ranger light bulb still lights up. Ninjor also unlocked the Thunder Spirit's essence, aka the Dai Ranger Chi powers. However, it was not strong enough to restore the Dinozords nor the Thunder Zords. This time, the Rangers' power coins are not linked to the Ninja Zords, but are directly linked to Ninjor's Ninja Temple. The Thunder Spirit's essence are binded to the power coins instead. The destruction of the Zords caused a huge toll on their abilities. Thus, the Rangers need to master the elemental powers in the ways of ninja to be as powerful as before. The morph call of this season is as follows. Tommy's morph call is Falcon Ninja Ranger. Aisha's morph call is Frog Ninja Ranger. Kimberly's morph call is Crane Ninja Ranger. Billy's morph call is Wolf Ninja Ranger. Rocky's morph call is Bear Ninja Ranger. Adam's morph call is Ape Ninja Ranger. After realizing the Rangers got a new source of power, Rito sends his Tengas to infiltrate and destroy the Ninja Temple. The Rangers in training chased away the Tengas, but they left an egg there. When the egg hatched, Vampirus challenged Ninjor. But Ninjor and the Rangers summoned the Ninja Zord, cast away the monster, and closed up the entrance to his dimension. The Rangers do not use the ninjetti suits for battle, but mostly for training. In time, Ninjor helps the Rangers to master the elemental powers they were learning throughout this season. Adam learns how to create fire-based attacks. Tommy learns to produce sonic blasts. Aisha learns to create illusions. Rocky learns time manipulation. Billy learns gravity manipulation. Kimberly learns wind manipulation. But it wasn't until much later the Rangers learned to master the powers. As an additional gift, Ninjor bestows them with the power cannon and shuriken blades. With all their ninpu essence combined, they could unleash an effective finishing move. They will take time to master their ninpu before being able to use it. Ninjor has a battle mode which looks formidable, but in time, Rito was able to see through this battle mode. His strength was no different than his regular mode. Ninjor has just been hiding his true strength, but uses this different look as a scare tactic to frighten off opponents before the actual fight. As said before, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are given Zord allies, the Ninja Zords and Falcon Zord who saw them worthy. However, the Falcon Zord is fighting in a war for Triforia and is training a black-cladded warrior in gold armor, thus not available yet. But the Falcon Zord does join the fight later. When the Mega Falcon Zord is formed, Later, Titanus also joined into the battle after its full recovery and becomes the Ninja Ultra Zord. Backstory for the Ninja Quartet: Ninjor, Falcon Zord, Ninja Megazord, and Shogun Megazords all used to be blank Hakushis. However, even as Hakushis, evil emotions of other Hakushi disgust the four. Thus, they wandered independently across the galaxy and landed in Japan when the ancient Japanese had just developed into a small village. Over centuries, they were influenced by the honors of the warrior. After being exposed to manifestation of ninjas' spirituality during feudal Japan rather than becoming yokai, they evolved into ninja spirits. The first possessed a lost katana of an honorable deceased Jonin and became Ninjor. The next two are greater yokai spirits, and each was able to split itself to 5 multiple entities. The second was the most powerful spirit. It chose 5 abandoned but respected Shogun monuments as its vessels, and together it was combined into the Shogun Megazord. Third took custody of 5 scrolls of ape, crane, bear, wolf, and frog-styled ninjetti martial arts. When combined, this became the Ninja Megazord. The final Hakushi was originally a falcon yokai. With its merciful heart and kindness, this yokai approached and asked if he could ascend into ninja like them to do more good. The falcon yokai was accepted, and in his training becomes the White Falcon Zord. They are the physical embodiment of honorable and chivalry of shinobi. The Ninja Quartet became celebrated mysterious heroes amongst the peasants of feudal Japan, as they were protecting the innocents against evil Hakushi and other yokais. Ninjor is the manifestation of ninja righteousness. Falcon Zord is the manifestation of shinobi heart and mercifulness. Ninja Zord is the accumulation of intelligence and wisdom of the ninjetti. The Shogun Zord is the manifestation of daimyo strength. These 4 together are known as the Shinobi Quartet. Later, Zordon met these Shinobi Quartet and allied with each other, and summoned them to Aquitar during an uprising of evil yokai on the planet. Ninjor created 5 ninja power coins, which was later given to 5 chosen Aquitar warriors. The Zords and Ninjor trained and fought alongside the first team of Aquitar Rangers. These powers are known to be Aquitar powers, as it harnesses powers of the planet. Imagine the powers of Aquitar as a battery, and Ninjor's coins as a ninja light bulb. The powers of the planet powers up the ninja skill ability set by Ninjor. Under Zordon's request after the battle against Rito, and to avoid any Morphin Grid energies from poisoning chosen warriors, Ninjor was tasked to create the power coins for the Dino Zords. After the yokai uprising died down, the Falcon Zord, Ninja Zord, and Shogun Zord fell into deep slumber. During the medieval period, Zordon requested Ninjor's help to fight against the witches in the cult of Rito. The fight was a stalemate. Ninja glory versus witch mastery. Medieval civilians mistake the Dragon Zord as an evil dragon, and Ninjor as a giant, mysterious, blue-clad knight as their savior. The medieval village children were so thankful of their mysterious hero, they crafted the N medallion for Ninjor, mistaking the word knight. Starting with the letter N, Ninjor wore it to show his appreciation for their heartwarming gratitude. Throughout medieval literature, this inspired ancient mythology about the knight in shining armor slaying the evil dragon. Due to escalation, Ninjor awakened the Ninja Zord and Falcon Zord for help. The witches decide to derive powers from the Dragon Zord to fight Ninjor. After the witches destroyed themselves after creating the Dragon Shield, Ninjor finds this dangerous piece of equipment has to be contained. Thus, the Dragon Shield, Dragon Dagger, and Chaos Dragon Zord green powers was to be stored inside the Dragon Zord coin Ninjor made. However, after the creation of the Dragon Zord coin, he was ambushed by Scorpina, who wanted to use the coin to free Rita. She was the one who founded and led the cult of Rita. The two fought, and the Ninja Zords joins in. Ninjor and Ninja Zord create a portal and sends them into the Ninja Pocket Dimension to prevent any more harm on the civilians. As the battle is about to end, Zordon summons the Falcon Zord to aid Triforia against an evil mechanical takeover, as Ninjor sealed Scorpina inside the flask. Scorpina actually got hold of the coin and summoned the Dragon Shield. She used the Dragon Shield to break open the flask. As Ninjor was about to seal her again, Scorpina used the shield and deflected the powers back at him. The two ninja masters were sucked into the flask. But right before she does so, Ninjor sends Scorpina and the coin into a Ninja Pocket Dimension, similar to Zordon, but on a much lower frequency. It took Scorpina a few centuries to escape it and gives the Dragon Zord coin to Rita in Season 1. Throughout all this time, Ninjor and the Ninja Zords ended up concealed in his own Ninja Dimension trap, floating across time and space. After being freed by the Rangers, Ninjor helps out the Rangers whenever he is called to, but would also travel and inspire the word of ninja to other planets. He is also a yokai hunter, in case any planets are succumbing to yokai uprising. As said in the previous season, Rita found one of Lord Zed's spies on Earth disguised as a cat. This cat has wind-chasing abilities and is called Catherine Hillard. Rita decided to strike a deal with her in exchange for her freedom in the future. This reluctant spy cat was later adopted by Aisha and Kimberly, nicknaming her PC originally. She has a monster form, but was cleansed by Ninjor and the Ninja Mega Falcon Zord. Cat has been altering between her human and cat form, proving to be very effective in bringing down the Rangers, especially creating winds that disrupts the Rangers' formation from time to time. Using her charming personality, Cat lured Tommy Oliver out of Ernie's juice bar to take a look at her car. Once Tommy had looked at her car, Cat offered to repay him by letting Tommy drive the car, an offer Tommy couldn't refuse. This was all simply a lure to kidnap Tommy, but the Rangers eventually rescued him from Zed's dark dimension. While Cat was in her human form, she managed to also charm the other Rangers and became friends with her, not knowing her spy nature. During this time, Cat acted as a damsel in distress, while Rito conjured up the idea to steal Kimberly's power coin. As the two fights, Rito skillfully takes the Kimberly power coin from her morpher with his sword. Before Rito was about to harm her, Rita tells Rito to leave. Rita allowed the Warlock to use her spy because Rita has a plan to destroy Kimberly as painfully as possible. The Pink Ranger's powers had been drained over time when she lost her coin. Turns out, the Firebird Thunder Spirit used to guard the crystals before being recruited by Zordon. Zordon told the spirit to hide the crystal on Earth so nobody could find it. Using the pink power coin, Rito locates the Zeo Crystal in the Caves of Deception. Zordon quickly sends in the Rangers, except Kim as she has stayed behind for a body scan. And Rito is intercepted by the Rangers. The Rangers tried to use their elemental attacks, but all the attacks were easily thrown back at them. Adam tries to use the Fire Blast at Rito, but Rito uses his firearm cannon, which overwhelms Adams. Billy uses his gravitational reverse and throws boulders at Rito, who throws them back to Billy like batting baseballs. Aisha tries to use illusions on Rito, but Rito breaks through her illusion attacks. No matter how hard Rocky tries to use reverse time to find better ways to defeat Rito, Rito always sees through his attacks and takes him down. Tommy tries to use his sonic blast, but it was just loud noises to Rito. He easily takes down Tommy. The 5 Rangers fired the power cannon at Rito, but he just swallowed the elemental blast like it was a breath mint. Warlock Revolto bragged he is an expert in ninpu, as he is a descendant of the best ninpu practitioners in the galaxy. Before Rito could put a finger on the weakened Rangers, he was called back to the moon base. It seems like he was called back to space to fight another force invading Zed's territorial space. A mysterious mechanical being has been seen on the battlefront there, a rumored machine empire. Zordon notices Zed is losing his focus on taking over the planet. Could it be the saviors from space joining to help the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? Although the Zeo Crystal are within Zed's possession, the energy powers are locked by a powerful seal and none of Zed's forces could tap into it at all. With the shocking loss with the Zeo Crystal and Zed de-escalating the battle on Earth, the Ranger Mentor sends the Rangers to Aquitar to experience a ninpu boot camp, except Kimberly, as she has been too weak for the training. Ninjor is to be stationed on Earth to stay guard. Originally, Ninjor was sent to Triforia to help the matters there. Alpha's indirectly channeling powers into Kimberly's morpher temporarily, but she cannot access the Firebird Thunder Spirit's elemental powers as easily, and her powers are only a third of her former self. Kim remained on Earth and continued her gymnastic practice, which she was scouted by a gymnastic coach from Florida, but she turned him down for now as she sees it's more important to fight for the Earth. Zordon said he has no right to stop her from achieving her dreams and ask her to reconsider it. With her powers weakening, she wants to find a way to fight alongside the Rangers as she had before. Kimberly feels weak, and she sees a psychic medium. Perhaps some spiritual comfort could be of help. She meets this mysterious psychic medium. She tells Kimberly to use her mind over body, and taught her telepathically to connect her mind to spiritual energy. In time, Kimberly realizes she can connect her mind to the Morphin Grid. After discovering a gang of Hakushi trying to find portals to open into the demonic dimension, Kimberly skillfully takes them out as powerful as she had before with the power coin. This is dangerous as Zordon said his Dino Ranger was killed by Morphin Grid radiation poisoning. Kimberly believes she was able to avoid this by allowing the Morphin Grid directly access her mind telepathically, thinking brainwaves would be harmless unlike the Dino Ranger using his physical body. So every time Kim morphs, her mind is secretly paying the toll. And turns out the psychic medium was actually Rita in disguise. Kimberly is played like a fiddle. On Aquitar, there the Rangers complete their ninpu training, the elemental essence of their training, and ninjutsu, the art of concealment. The Ranger teachers would be the Power Ninja Rangers of Aquitar. There are underwater cities held by large bubbles produced by the shaman of the planet and her ancestors. Interestingly enough, the headgear on the Aquitians are like astronaut helmets, which helps them survive on land for a longer exposed period of time. For the setting of Aquitar, the Shinobi Quartet have inspired the planet globally. It's like a snapshot of medieval-era Japan with futuristic technology. The Aquitian city they are in is called West Metropolis. Weird enough, the current invaders of Aquitar are not just Zed, but mechanical beasts as well, despite Hakushi existing there too. Rito Revolto was known to be collecting Hakushi around that area. Some Hakushi has descended on the planet for the past few millennia, but rather than being malevolent spirits of chaos, the waters of Aquitar baptized them to be calmer creatures. They evolved into a blue version of the Hakushi, reused suits of Dorodoros. Some became Yokai. After a long period of time, they were adopted into the Aquitian society. As said before, the waters of Aquitar dampened their evil tendencies, but there are those who choose to be ruffians. That's when the Aquitian Rangers come to defeat them. The Aquitian Rangers are led by the Stingray Strike-Hand-style martial arts White Ninja Ranger Delphine Sui. Each Ranger is taught by an Aquitian Ranger during the Ninpu boot camp. We spend more time with the ninja teachers, while the Ranger learners develop their Ninpu through achieving inner peace and emotional balance. Parallel to Ninjor, Shogun Zord, Ninja Zord, and Falcon Zord, other than the White Ninja Ranger, the rest of the Ninja Rangers were originally Yokai themselves. However, they each had a redemption arc and were chosen by the Shinobi Quartet to protect the bloodline of the White Ninja Ranger traditionally, like samurai. There were generations of White Ninja Rangers before her. Tommy learns sound wave control, creating sonar attacks which on land would help him create sonic blasts. The Wave Master is the White Ninja Ranger Delphine. She's a shaman like her ancestors before her and had been the head of the noble house of Sui. Delphine's ancestor was chosen by Aquitar, and the planet mystically channels its powers directly into him and later his bloodline. Thus, all White Ninja Rangers come from his bloodline. Many evil Hakushi and Yokai has the intent of absorbing him, hoping to consume the powers of Aquitar. Thus, 4 other Rangers were selected to protect his bloodline. Delphine's ancestor, Sui I, got the White Ninja Power Coin from the Shinobi Soul after her ancestor tried his hardest to fight against the malevolent Yokai that has existed there for centuries. But the first Ninja White Ranger saw too much power as corruptible. Thus, he requested Ninjor to split the powers into 5 subdivisions of red, yellow, blue, black, and a powered-down white to ensure it was more balanced and equal. Sui I wants the 4 fellow Rangers to keep him and his descendants in check, thus creating a 5-man team. White Ninja Power is inspired by the White Thunder Spirit of Earth. Each head of the noble house of Sui swore to fight for the people of Aquitar. If the Aquitarians find their actions inept, and if there is a vote of no confidence, the Ninja White Ranger will have to resign and allow another person of Sui to be chosen. So far, only one White Ranger has failed the Sui family name. His revolting act would be hunting Yokai, both good and evil ones, for his personal gain of necromancy magic. He is later found out by fellow Aquitians of his cruelty, as this Ranger has been using the powers attacking other Aquitians to test out his macabre divination. There were times he destroyed a village just because it was blocking his view of the sunset. Another time he destroyed a bubble shield of a city just to hear it pop for a giggle. This Mad Ranger was drunk with power. This word traveled to Ninjor, and his brother was chosen to lead the 4 Rangers to take him down instead. The battle ended with his exile. The Rangers connected this fallen White Ranger to the Morphin Grid. If he ever steps foot on the planet, the White Ninja powers within him would electrocute himself to death. This revolting former White Ranger has been wandering the galaxy, collecting Hakushi for eternity. Delphine has the burden to live up to the name of Sui, to honor and ensure it will never be sullied like it has been done by this cruel former shaman. Yes, Rito Revolto is the excommunicated fallen White Ranger of Aquitar. That's why Zed's crew doesn't trust him, and that's why Rito was able to block the Ranger's ninpu so easily. The Red Ninja Ranger teaches Adam electrokinesis, the true nature of Aquitar, flames that even burn underwater, aka electric fire. Adam's master, Red Ninja Ranger, is Oriko, the Eternal Flame. He used to be a Hakushi who lived amongst water monkeys. Aquitian water simians have similar properties to electric eels. Their skin has the ability to produce an electric current to defend themselves. Oriko was influenced by the goodness in monkeys, and later became an ape yokai with the title Simian Primate Protector amongst Aquitian simians. With his yokai powers, he is able to produce more electricity than the usual water monkey, to create thunder-like blasts, to fend off invasive forces and poachers who hunt the water monkeys for their electric skin. However, yokais are not eternal. Oriko fears his eventual end would stop other yokais from bullying his kind. After the shinobi quartets had allied with Zordon and was placed there, Oriko became ambitious and wanted to learn the ways of Ninpu, of immortality. In time, Ninja Zord, seeing there is goodness within Oriko's intention, accepted him as his disciple. As Oriko gets more powerful and gains immortality from his impossible hellfire training, Oriko was able to train himself to the point his electric shocks can produce fires, later becoming the Eternal Flame. Oriko starts to get prideful, seeing he is the equivalent of the shinobi quartets. Oriko disturbs and steals territory from others, being the corrupted version of his cause. Oriko sees the best defense is an offense. Conquer them before they conquer you. The Simian Protector became a feudal lord that caused a lot of unwanted wars amongst fellow yokais, using his ninpu powers for aggression, no longer for defense. After his disruptions and nicknaming himself as the great equalizer of the shinobi quartet, the Ninja Zords came to stop him. Oriko arrogantly tried to fight the Ninja Zords, but failed. To keep Aquitar in balance, the shinobi quartets held Oriko under the Thunis mountain for eternal punishment. 500 years after Oriko's imprisonment, Sui I was later chosen to be the ninja shaman of Aquitar to become a ranger. He has been traveling across the planet in a spiritual quest, redeeming and hunting evil yokai, training himself to better use the white ninja powers in hopes to spread the word of ninja amongst the common folk, as the shinobi quartet has been visiting planet to planet to defend neighboring planet inhabitants. The White Falcon Zord, seeing there is a chance to redeem Oriko, came before the imprisoned ape yokai Oriko to repent and swear to protect Sui I, which he immediately promised. When Sui I finds Oriko, he frees the poor yokai. The Simian Lord swore to be Sui I's apprentice to learn more about the ways of the ninja, not just the ninpu mythical skills, but the message behind it. He has been protecting Sui descendants ever since. Back in the present day, Billy completes his training in gyrokinesis and the importance of gravity manipulation underwater to keep things stable from the Blue Ninja Ranger. The Blue Ninja Ranger Chestro is the opposite of Billy in terms of intelligence, but tries her best to learn. In this version, this Blue Ninja Ranger is female. Chestro used to be an Aquitian but was cursed by a yokai shark bite, which transformed her into a were-shark yokai Aquitian hybrid. Chestro, unable to control her shark self, terrorized many in her way during the full moon. She couldn't shake off her were-shark curse and gave in to her bestial instincts. The Falcon Zord, wanting to help Chestro after Sui begs the legendary Zord, decides to give Sui I the task to redeem Chestro. Chestro meets the first White Ninja Ranger and repents. She swore to follow Sui I and his descendants. Sui promised to use ninpu training to help Chestro control her sharkishness. Chestro becomes the Blue Ninja Ranger. Over time, Billy develops a love for Aquitian culture and starts to fall for Chestro. Over time, she returns the same feeling. They kept a long-distance relationship even after the Rangers had left the planet later. Yellow Ninja Ranger Tadeus teaches Rocky learns chronokinesis through understanding the theory of water memory. But how does this method help Rocky once he is back on Earth? Well, the thing is, there is water vapor in the air. That's what Rocky would use. Tadeus was originally the shelled squid Nautilus yokai who fell in love with a beautiful mermaid who had no interest in him. Tadeus begged to learn from the Falcon Zord to have ninpu powers to fight against evil yokai. The White Falcon Zord saw kindness in his heart and agreed. However, after Tadeus became skilled with ninpu, rather than fighting against evil yokai as promised, he attempted to woo the mermaid he has a crush on with his ninja powers and create inconvenience for rivals which the shinobi quartets frowned upon. He became a bully and started causing unwanted wars to expand his territory for her over a twisted version of love, despite her having no interest in him, and was held as his hostage in his feudal town. Sui I and his disciples were sent to take him down. After Oriko defeats Tadeus with no contest, Sui I, hearing the tale, hopes to redeem the Nautilus yokai if Tadeus follows to become an honorable ninja. Tydeus feels most shameful for what he has done. He swore loyalty to the shaman and became the Yellow Ninja Ranger. Aisha learns the art of illusion through producing water vapors that cause mirages through Corcus, the Black Ninja Ranger. The Black Ninja Ranger Corcus works very hard in the shadows, hoping to earn his family's approval for his return. He was the Crown Prince Tadpole of the Frog Yokai Kingdom who accidentally destroyed a pearl bestowed by a neighboring kingdom to his father, the Frog King. This was a token of friendship, and breaking it, even by accident, would be an act of war. Realizing his mistake, he begged Ninjor to teach him the art of ninpu illusion. Being a quick learner, he was able to produce the perfect illusion, resembling the pearl which his father admires, not knowing it has been destroyed. Unfortunately, one day Corcus caught the flu and his illusion was starting to lose touch due to his sick day. The neighboring kingdom found out about this deception and was infuriated. War was declared. To appease the neighboring king, Corcus was to be executed for his actions. The Falcon Zord appeared and pleaded for his life. The king exiled him instead and forced him into the servitude of the Ninja Zord. The two kingdoms achieved peace, but Corcus was seen as the black sheep amongst his people, or should I say, Black Frog. Thus the Ninja Zord assigns Corcus to meet Sui the Firsts and protect him on his spiritual quest. After being inspired by the shaman's words and spiritual pilgrimage, Corcus wants to be the protector of the first White Ninja Ranger and his descendants in hopes his father would approve. By the end of Sui the First completed the ninja training, so did the other four. There, the Aquitar Ninja Power Rangers were formed and fought alongside the shinobi quartets against invaders and any yokai that threatened the balance of peace. When Sui the First passed away, the four were tasked to teach his descendants the way of ninja. Thus, this shaman would protect and pass the word of ninja to new generations to come. In modern times, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers complete their training while the Ninjor was stationed on Earth to fight against Rito, Finster, Squat, and Babu. The Rangers earned the control over the Shogun Zords after the five Rangers mastered their elemental attacks. However, they have to use their elemental-based attacks sparingly, as their Thunder Spirit essence has been fading away over time. After all, the Thunder Spirits are no longer with them ever since their destruction. As Rito stole the pink power coin, Kimberly telepathically linking her mind to the Morphin Grid is detrimental to her health. In her weakest moment, Kimberly was teleported to the moon base. When Tommy chases after her, Kat then sneaks into the White Ninja Falcon Zord's cockpit without being detected with the pink power coin. She knocks Tommy out and scans the Zord's physiology. With the Zord's ninpu evolution analyzed, it would enable Rito to locate and control the Shogun Zords in slumber so that Lord Zed may use them to conquer Earth. Following this, Rito took over the Shogun Zord and brought them to Earth. He bragged to the rest of Zed's crew that he has always been able to in the past before his excommunication from Aquitar, when Lord Zed requested to be teleported to the command center for a parley and forced the Rangers to pilot them and destroy Earth with them in exchange for the safety of a kidnapped Kimberly. This parley was just a front. Turns out it was just Aisha's illusion projection of the Rangers' presence there. They were secretly sent on a rescue mission to save Kimberly. With Zed's presence away from the moon base, so was its security. Arriving, Tommy was able to use his sonar abilities to locate Kimberly and Alpha teleport both of them back to the command center. The five Rangers were also sent to the moon base to take back the Zeo Crystal. Rito arrived to stop the Rangers. Rito used his flamethrower at Adam, and Adam overpowers him with thunder flames. Rito tried to strike Adam, but Adam blocked the strike with his sword, and Rito was electrocuted by the blade since Adam was still coursing an electric current through it. Billy used gravitational reversal to launch Rito towards the Zeo Crystal. The giant impact between Zeo Seal and Rito created a small explosion, knocking over the remote of the Shogun Zord, which contains the analysis of the Falcon Zord, out of Rito's hands. It was flung out of the porch and into space. He lost control of the Shogun Zords. As Rito landed on the ground, he tried to grab the Zeo Crystal. However, Aisha used illusion to create hundreds of the crystals right in front of Rito. Rito was confused about not knowing which is the real one. The Rangers grabbed the real one and left. However, as the Rangers ran, they were cornered by Rita and Zed. The group is forced to surrender, however, Rocky reverses time. He led the Rangers in another entrance opposite from the evil couple. The Rangers got on board the Shogun Zord and safely returned back to Earth. This embarrassment of Zed losing the Zeo Crystals, and as well as the Shogun Zords, was Zed's biggest defeat. With the Shogun Zord impressed by the Rangers' strength in ninpu and their heart of bravery and justice, the Shogun Zord joins their fight. Somehow, a mysterious mechanical hand picked up the Rito's remote and starts analyzing the Falcon Zord. Even though the Zeo Crystals are powerful, Zordon finds it volatile and dangerous. He plans to find a way to get rid of it. Rocky suggests using the power cannon to destroy it, but Billy reminds him matter cannot be created nor destroyed. If they fail to destroy the crystals, the Rangers might accidentally unleash an explosion the size of a supernova from the crystal. Zordon locked it up in one of the storage rooms. Unfortunately, the crystal's power seal is still active on the Zeo crystals. They are still unable to access the powers. Without her power coin and losing her cognitive functions, Kimberly began to weaken and start to lose her powers. Tommy said he will support her as she has supported him when the Green Ranger powers were weakening. Later, Kimberly tried to protect Kat from a Tenga attack, never suspecting it was a ploy to capture her. Secretly watching Kim battle the Tengas, Kat's goodness within her starts to conflict against Rita's agreement. She began to feel some sympathy for the Pink Ranger. While Kimberly was captured and being drained of her power, Kat went to see her, and once again felt pangs of regret and wished that things could be different. As Kat wants to back away from her deal as she feels awful for what she did towards the Rangers, Rita tells Kat what an evil Eltarian she was. Kat remembered why she joined Zed. In the past, the Hillard family used to own the windmills of Eltar before it was taken over by Lord Zed. After her family went out of business, Kat wants to steal from Lord Zed's reserves to free her family from poverty and find a chance to flee the planet. Thus, she declared herself as Zed's servant, but the Civil War ended and Zed lost. He fled the planet. She was captured by Eltar authority, imprisoning her for her connections with the Warlord. When Zed returned to free his loyal servants from prison, he also freed Kat. Her main intention was to hide away from the Eltarian authority and was forced into Zed's servitude. She agrees to be his spy on Earth, and her main reason to remain on Earth is to hide from Zed. She became a cat and hid from Zed successfully until Rita drew her out. This flashback gave her the resolve to secretly end her alliance with Rita. She used to think she wouldn't care what would happen to Kimberly. Now she has changed her mind. Also, the more time she spent working with the Rangers, the more good inspired her, which led to her reform. And Kat feels awful after realizing that Kimberly was too weak and exhausted to focus on practicing her gymnastics because of her mind still connected to the Morphin grid, and she has gone through grueling battles with Zed's army. Wanting deeply to repair the damage she had done, Kat tried to help the Rangers as best as she could. She turns on Zed and Rita, confessing her spying ways, and reveals intel to the Rangers and Zordon. Kat was the one who helped Kimberly complete her training in wind manipulation. In time, the Shogun Zords could combine with the Falcon Zord and form the Falcon Shogun Zord, and the individual Shogun Zords could make a pyramid formation, which destroyed monsters in a whirlwind attack. Additional abilities learned from Kat. Kat became a double agent, pretending to be on evil's side but actually working for good. Unfortunately, as Rito started realizing more and more internal sabotage was done by Kat rather than his political rivals, Rito reported it to Zed, and Zed orders for her immediate capture. Ultimately, the Rangers' plan to protect Kat failed, and she was captured and taken back to Zed's palace. While trapped in the palace dungeon, Kat used her wind manipulation to unlock her cell when Rito was asleep. Kat retrieved the coin from Rito through creating a wind current. She was confronted by Rita, and the two fought. Kat was no match against Rita, and Rita was about to turn her into a cat forever until Alpha 5 locked onto the coin's energy signature and teleported the coin and Kat to the command center. When Kat arrived, she gave the power coin back to Kimberly. During this time, Kimberly had just gone through a traumatic experience, and after she was discharged from the hospital, she chose not to continue her Pan-Global Games training, until Kat told her about her own traumatic experience before the Elter Civil War. Kat used to be a diver on Elter, but because she had hit her head on the board during her demo, she had lost the qualification tryouts and lived in fear of the high diving. And to convince Kimberly that fear shouldn't rule her life, Kat conquered her fear of the high diving and executed a perfect swan dive. Zordon says her Alpha's scan on Kim has been completed. Her mental connection into the Morphin grid is killing her. Zordon said the only way to save her is to wipe all her memories of her ever being a Power Ranger. All the friends she has made when she was a Ranger had to be avoided. If Kimberly ever remembers them, the mental connection with the Morphin grid would be reconnected and it would kill her. Even with the coin returned to her, this wouldn't make any difference. It's the same as wearing a radiation suit after the wearer is poisoned by the radiation. With a heartbreaking decision, Kimberly chose to have her mind wiped and leave the team to follow her dream. She passed her power coin on to Kat. Kimberly leaves for Florida without the memories of ever becoming a Power Ranger, her friends, nor her loved one, Tommy Oliver. Their relationship was forced to end here. After being accepted by the Ninja Zords and chosen by Kimberly as the next Pink Ranger, she should be seen less like Kimberly's replacement. Catherine shouldn't have dated Tommy. Instead, Catherine should have dated Rocky, Adam, or another Ranger later in the season instead. To make Catherine as different from Kim as possible, she helps Aisha in the homeless animal shelter, does ballet, and is the president of the Music Appreciation Club. Bulk and Skull slowly became closer friends with the main cast of the Rangers, like maybe have Catherine start hanging out with Skull over something trivial which they both love, maybe like classical piano music. The two characters start to bond, the two groups start to mingle more, and by the end of the season it would make sense to see how they all got to be friends. With the Zeo Crystal being on the plate, Trey of Triforia was recurrently seen speaking to Zordon about the Zeo Crystals, the mysterious power source that Zordon has been safeguarding but doesn't want to use. Ever since the Zeo Crystals were discovered, Trey and Zordon had been debating over the usage of them. Zordon wants them cast away as it attracts villains to Earth, which attracted Rito. But Trey wants to return them back to his homeworld. Zordon suggests the journey would place Trey and his journey back in danger. The teleporter is not strong enough to transport the crystals that far. The Zeo Crystals are from Triforia that were smuggled by space pirates and ended up on Earth. Since then, it has attracted big names invading Earth to retrieve them. 10,000 years ago, Rito arrived on Earth to get the crystals, hoping to use them to open the portal for Zed to gain his demonic army. She fought against Zordon. Zordon used the crystal's magical abilities to seal her away into the dumpster. Before being sent away, Rita engulfed the crystals with a powerful force field that would harm anyone trying to remove it, using the Zeo Crystals to power the force field with its perpetual growing powers. With its unstable properties, it trapped Zordon in a time warp when Zordon tried to remove the seal. Thus, Zordon asked the Firebird Thunder Spirit to hide them to never be found. The crystals were left on the Caves of Deception, thus the reason Rito stole the pink power coin. As a perpetual growing energy, the Zeo Crystals are so powerful that even Rita could not remove her own force field safely anymore after 10,000 years. Over the season, Ninjor has been helping the Rangers here and there, but not in full time due to him being transported to Aquitar to stop space pirates of Gartha harassing Aquitian space trade routes. When the Rangers requested to help Aquitar, Zed's forces were busy focusing on Earth again, as their enemies seemed to be busy with another feudal force. The Aquitians warned the Rangers of the incoming machine empire that was invading Zed's territory, before which put Rito in charge during this season. In this season, Adam has been finding a balance between his passion for soccer and his familial respects for boxing. Billy helped Adam to find an appreciation of boxing through scientific analysis between being a goalie and boxer, further cementing their friendship. Adam also helps Billy in showing his passion for science and making fun experiments with the gang to better appreciate cool things they can make with simple household items. Aisha has been struggling in balancing between her schoolwork and ranger duties, more so preferring to fight monsters than doing her assignments. Adam later had a heart-to-heart with her in helping her to have a more balanced lifestyle, parallel to his commitment to passion to soccer and devotion to his family and boxing. With Kimberly's departure, we were taught how to say goodbye to friends and loved ones through saying goodbye to Kimberly. Audience will feel and learn how to cope just like them. Originally, Rocky is treated like the audience's point of view. He started off being cold to Catherine, but in time warms up to her after the two share a passion and music appreciation of the classics, as Rocky is a fan of classical music. Tommy has been going through some self-doubts about being a good leader after the destruction of the Thunder Zords. He was the one mourning the destruction of the Thunder Spirits and the Dinosaurs. However, in time, Bulk and Skull helped Tommy feel better indirectly. Bulk and Skull overheard Tommy's failure, mistaking him and thinking he let his karate class down in losing the championship when he was overthinking about the end of the Zords. Bulk and Skull shared their fair share of not being able to discover the identities of the Power Rangers, but they used what they've learned to intern as junior detectives. Tommy in time was able to let go of his biggest failure. Catherine learns to not be a reluctant pawn of the villains of this season and actually stand up for herself. As the newest Pink Ranger, she wants to try her best to redeem herself and step up to be more than just Kimberly's replacement. She is a fine addition to the team despite she still feels very guilty of her wrongdoings. For the villain's arc in this season, Finster and Babu have been more busy with Rita's reinstatement. The two have been joining forces to combine sculpting with potions in creating stronger and better monsters to win up Rito. Finster and Babu have been fighting with Rito in office politics. The three secretly mess with each other's plans on purpose just to make themselves better in the eyes of Zed. Zed only recruited Rito due to his knowledge in Ninpu and knowledge of the Zeo Crystal. Zed originally did not want to recruit the Necromancer because he can't sanction Rito's unambitious buffoonery. Later, Finster, Babu, and Squat were sent away to fight in another war zone against another feudal system trespassing Lord Zed's territory. Similar to his yokais, Rito's mindset is to play big destructive pranks on humans first, finding the Zeo Crystals second. He doesn't really care about conquering the Earth, nor opening the portal to unleash demons, which annoys Zed a lot. But Rito learned a lot from his mistakes and his attacks improved again and again. To make funnier and crueler jokes. After all, Rito looks as if he's always smiling, because he's a skullhead. As a parallel to the flowery Kunoichi team, remember that mechanical hand that picked up the damaged remote control of the Shogun Zord? It turns out it is a powerful machine monster. Seeing the Shogun Zord's control is not permanent. It's scaled down to target and steal the Aquitar Ranger powers. That was why Ninjor was called back to fight in Aquitar. Soon, the mechanical monster turned the Aquitar Ranger powers into his own puppet minions. The more power Ninjor uses, the evil Aquitar Ranger puppets would take in Ninjor's stamina and then use it to attack Ninjor, perpetually exhausting Ninjor in every single fight. In time, Ninjor was weakened and captured. As Zed was seen retreating from Earth, the evil Aquitar Rangers were to antagonize the MMPR Rangers, just like the Psycho Rangers in space. The reason why the Aquitar Rangers cannot absorb the Rangers' powers is because of the Thunder Spirit's essence. If the evil Aquitar Rangers try to absorb the Rangers' powers, it will weaken them due to impure ninja powers. The Rangers' powers comprises of Dinosaur, Thunder Spirits, and Ninja. One by one, the Rangers managed to destroy the Aquitar puppets, but the powers were reabsorbed and combined into an Aquitian Ranger hybridized monster. As the Ranger fights against the mechanical monster, all damage towards it is transferred to Ninjor. However, when Billy doses the mechanical monster to the radiated waters with negative protons from Aquitar, its connection to Ninjor is severed. With his powers now restored, Ninjor easily breaks free of his chains and enlarges immediately. The navy-clad Ninja Warrior helps the Rangers to destroy the machine monster. When the machine monster tries to absorb the ninja powers from Ninjor, Catherine pilots the Megazord and jumps right in front of Ninjor to shield him. The monster absorbs Catherine's impure ninja powers, as her powers are not just Dinosaur, Thunder Spirit, and Ninja, she also has Eltar wind-chasing energy, which destroyed the monster due to the lack of purity. Ninjor retakes the Aquitar Ranger powers. As the Rangers and Ninjor celebrate, Ninjor was transferred to Aquitar to return the Ninja Rangers their powers to fight against the Gartha Space Pirate Queen, who is still harassing their space trade routes. The Ninja Zords and Shogun Zords return to Aquitar to reconnect the ninja powers back to the Aquitian Rangers. Without warning, Zed's forces have been waiting to ambush the exhausted Rangers from their last battle. Goldar and Rito made a bet with each other. Goldar said Rito is a weakling for never landing a hand on the Rangers. Rito said he's too bored and prefers using his yokai. Goldar continued to taunt Rito until Rito was very annoyed. Rito decides to go and intercept the Rangers. Goldar's plan to use Rito was a diversion, and he can scoop all the credit for stealing the Zeo Crystal. Rito arrives to challenge the unprepared Rangers. In a few quick stunning moves and aimed at their morpher buckles except Tommy's, Rito destroyed all their morphers. Goldar swoops down and grabs the White Ranger power coin from Rito. With Rito acting as the diversion, Goldar entered the command center and grabbed the Zeo Crystals from Alpha, who wanted to protect it from evil forces. How did Goldar have access to the command center? To access the command center, one must have a power coin. Goldar strapped a bomb to the Zeo Crystals. If Lord Zed cannot use the Zeo Crystals, no one can use it either. As the final insult, Goldar breaks the White Ranger power coin in front of the defeated Rangers badly beaten by Rito. When all hopes seem lost after Rito and Goldar left, Aisha confesses she did a switcheroo, revealing she has casted an illusion that the two thought they took the Zeo Crystals. Aisha actually stole the crystals back from Goldar all along. As Zordon came to brief the Rangers, the loss of the power coins meant the Thunder Essence and Ninja powers are gone. But they could use a new source of energy which is ancient, making it volatile. But if the next villain comes, that's their best bet. The Aquitian Rangers, Ninjor, Shogun Zord, Ninja Zord, and Falcon Zord are right now at a full-scale war against the invasive forces. Titanus alone couldn't fight a new army. Meanwhile, Alpha and Billy try to defuse the bomb attached to the Zeo Crystals. If the two aren't careful, it could trigger the bomb to explode. Billy tries to use negative proton energy, a type of particle that could dampen the Zeo Powers as it cancels out Morphin Grid energy, as it did with the Ninja Power Stealing monster. Billy hypothesizes this material can stabilize the Zeo Powers. The other Rangers are busy fending off incoming Hakushi, unmorphed and without their elemental powers. Strange enough, as the audience, we were shown that the moon base was empty. Lord Zed, Rita, and their goons have evacuated the moon. Has Lord Zed given up his conquest to gain his demonic army as they think they've received Zeo Crystals? But wouldn't Lord Zed realize the crystals are no longer of their possession anymore? As it turns out, Lord Zed found out. The other Hakushis were suddenly teleported away while in the middle of the battle against the Rangers. Back in space, Zed takes out the detonator and presses it with Rita. Back in the command base, the Zeo Crystals bomb was activated. The explosion was just to remove Rita's seal. The real damage is what follows. With the seal removed, it released 10,000 years of pent-up energy within. It caused a chain reaction which fried the controls, destroyed the command base from the inside out. The energy was so strong, it splintered the Zeo Crystal into 5 pieces and 5 Rangers were hurled into 5-time warps. The explosion knocked a tank of negative proton energy on Billy, which shielded him from the blast. Little did Zordon and the Rangers know. A mechanical army landed onto the moon base, celebrating their victory against Lord Zed's forces. The Machine Empire has arrived. Thanks for watching MMPR Season 3 Reimagined. I personally like the Kaku Ranger suits and Zords in this season, but for the sake of introducing the Aquitar Rangers, I guess I'll have to keep it the way it is. I have no beef with this season, I'm just tired of saying everything is alien despite having a lot of Asian elements. So I'd like to incorporate some of the ancient Japanese elements into my version. I hope you enjoy this. How would you have preferred Ninjor, Ninja Zords, and the Kaku Ranger suits to be handled? What are your thoughts on the monsters of this season? Let's keep this discussion going and don't forget to like and subscribe.